If there's anything that I've ever tried to convey to all of you, um, as far as my line of thinking is, and one of these is, I don't believe in coincidences. Don't believe in them. If there are too many points of facts that point to something else, then it's not a coincidence. And that leads me into this story right here. This book, so I'm going around forums this morning to try to find out if there was anything that took place last night that I can't find in the news, right? So there's this book that's being talked about, and it's a book by Frederick Aldrich, and I checked this author out, and he has another book that sounds interesting that came out after this one. It's called Final Inhumanity. Okay, so I'm going to find out more about this book, Final Inhumanity, and I'll bring you some information on that once I get it. But the important thing about this book is, and as I stated, I don't believe in frickin' coincidences. So check out what this book is about. And it's just, I hope you're sitting down because it's crazy. It's about Ebola. And it's about a man, an African man, carrying the virus and has arrived unhindered in all of the American cities possible that he could have landed in. He landed in frickin' Dallas. Dallas! An African man carrying the virus. But no. That's not what amazes me the most. What amazes me is that he doesn't call it a natural virus. You know, there's a lot of people been sitting behind their computers and going, well, you know, this has all the appearances. It could be a biological weapon. And, you know, supposedly they try to feed us this line of crap that the Ebola virus was discovered in 1976 and that it was named after the Ebola River, one of the tributaries to the Congo, and that it's just a virus, right? This man calls it right here for what it is. This book is it's a cautionary tale for those who believe that biological weapons are unlikely to be used here. That intrigues me to read what this book is about, because he's saying that an African man carrying a biological weapon virus arrived and released it in Dallas. Really? And these experts assure the public, oh, there's no cause for fear. But of course, that's a given anyway. I mean, we can't read too much into. That's something they would say anyway, so that panic didn't, become, widespread. But anyway, he's calling it a biological weapon. That is a huge, huge red flag that this is not a freaking coincidence. If he was writing the story and it was just, everybody believed that Ebola was just a natural occurring virus. He's not calling it that. He's calling it a frickin' biological weapon. Do you see where I'm getting at here? And it's in fucking Dallas, of all places that he could have wrote the book about. Now, this is a book of fiction, but I guarantee you, and the problem is the book is not free. I can't find it free. And I love free. I like to be able to read all this stuff for free. I don't have a Kindle. I don't have all that. But if any of you out there decide to purchase this Kindle, if you have it, it's $1.99. And read the book. And if there is a way that you can go through it and find any clues in there, and if it shocks your mind, share it with us, please. And here, just for, I'm going to leave the link in the description box for this. But if you come here, and it's not much. But if you come here and you'll look, it gives you a preview of about 10 pages. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to read this little tidbit. And I know it's pretty weird because the way it looks, it's got some, looks like some Arabic or maybe Israeli names, some Hebrew names. I don't know. No, 2 Arabs in their 30s entered. So, already you've intrigued me about when you're talking about Arabs, who's using the biological weapon. And I wonder if he's going to say in there something like, "Oh, the president has Arabic ties" or something like that, and then I'll really be floored. Then I guarantee you, I think I will keel over right here. But another thing, another factor about, think about this. You know, we've sat here behind our computers contemplating a lot of things for over the years. And one of the things that I've often contemplated is that a lot of these corporations that come out with these technological advancements, and you know that you hear these stories about how, you know, I was there, or I was in the know, and the government actually gave the technology to this corporation, and the corporation is just the front man. And you know how the government doesn't want anybody to know that the technology, where they're getting it or how they're coming about it. So they will use these corporations like Apple or Lockheed Martin or some of these other, Northrop Grumman, and they'll give them the technology, and the corporation is just the front man. We'll give you the technology, you create what we want you to create, and you make all the money, and we stay out of the limelight. We don't want people knowing how we came about getting our stuff. And the reason why I bring this up is because this reads to me like this guy could very well be the front man for somebody who wanted this story to get out. Either that, or he is in the know himself, because there is just too many freaking coincidences in the two, Dallas and calling it a biological weapon. That intrigues me the most, is him not calling it a natural virus. Why? What made you think that the Ebola was going to be turned into a biological weapon? And that's of interest. So, I will end this video now. You guys check it out. I will go check out this Final Inhumanity, and I will bring you a report on that. And if I find this book for free anywhere, or if anybody else does, please share your info with me, because I want to read this more than anything. Right now, I want to read this damn book. All right, everybody, thanks.